Okay. I'm just waiting for stream health to pick up just a little bit. And then we will kick this off. All right. All right, it's 11:30 p.m. I'm actually streaming from the rooftop of California. And I'm talking about IBC today. I'm headed off to IBC in Amsterdam in just a few days, along with 55,000 other senior executive video nerds from around the globe. It's a really fun time. There's always a lot of great innovations. And so I'm here to give you guys my Ring Digital IBC show preview. I've got 6 items on my rundown. Really, it's just 4 because item 2, 3, and 4 are all the same thing, and it's IRLchat. It's about cloud graphic overlays, and you're seeing some of my activity on the screen today. So particularly if you look below, you'll see my tweets being aggregated with certain hashtags and being placed there. You can actually go and visit a URL, irlchat.tv/IBC, and you can send me messages right now. So that's all really fun, and we're going to get to it. But I also want to talk about a couple other things going on at IBC. And so, by the way, let me just cover one bit of ground. So I'm actually streaming live here then to YouTube, right? So I've got curated tweets below. I've got my webcam streaming at 720p up to YouTube. And then I've got this additional application called IRLchat, which again, I'm going to show you a little bit later. But it is essentially enabling, so I'm going to actually text to myself here just to, you guys can see a live demo of this. I'm messaging, it's not texting, chatting to myself now live on YouTube. I'm actually going to color that blue, select Oswald as the font, and then I'm going to send that off. Now, as soon as it's done, as soon as my platform is done aggregating those tweets, you're going to see that show up right there. It's blue maybe wasn't the best color, but in any event. So back to the rundown. I'm also going to run through a little bit of my activity with the TEM. I wrote a booklet for them, and also did some slides for a client called Evergent on the topic of machine learning. So again, this is just a dry run, and we're going to do another stream of these tomorrow. But without further ado, so the story of SRT and SRT open source is a fantastic one. Haivision essentially decided to open source a pretty important part of their tech stack. It was a proprietary protocol, a UDP-based protocol. At the time, there were a lot of different UDP-based protocols. Essentially, the internet wasn't made for streaming. The packets get sent across the internet. They don't always arrive at the same time. They queue up at various node locations across the globe. They're also oftentimes they're sent in the clear without any security or any encryption or shared key exchanges. And so for all of those reasons, Haivision decided, look, let's open source this protocol and we'll see what happens and what transpires. And the fact is, it's been really an amazing phenomenon. Over the last 2.5 years, you have over 250 members. I don't know what the complete count is at IBC. I'm sure that Silvio and Mark and others from Haivision will release the new numbers, but for sure you're seeing the most innovative companies that are going to be at IBC show, and they've all kind of embraced the SRT open source protocol. And in fact, I'm also moderating a panel on Sunday at 11 a.m. You're all welcome to join. You do have to register, and so you'll go ahead and do that on the Haivision site, or actually if you go to srtalliance.org, you'll certainly find a place to register for this panel. It's going to be a great panel. I've got Mark Simentowski from Haivision, so he knows everything there is to know about the roadmap of SRT. That'll be a great resource. We're also going to talk with Simon Frostad of Bridge Technologies. We're going to talk with Steve Russell of Red Bee Media Services, and we're going to talk with Leonardo Chavez of Globo. So that's Sunday at 11 a.m. I also want to give a brief shout out to a few different people. One is Tony Jones of MediaKind. So Tony is one of several executives, along with Stuart Newton of Telestream, Joa Ebert of Make TV, Louis Kirkcaldy of Synergy, Ray Thompson of Avid, Ludwig Konder of Microsoft Azure Media Services, Elliot Miller of Wowza, and Rick Young of LTN Global. All of these folks generously allowed me to interview them over a period of a half hour to 45 minutes. Actually, some of the calls were longer than that. And I wrote up those phone calls as blog posts. And so you can see that on the srtalliance.org blog. I think I've written 10 already in the last 6 or 7 weeks. And so that's kept me really busy. And it's been a really fun assignment. So next topic is live streaming. Of course, I'm live streaming to you right now, again, from the rooftops of San Francisco. Actually, I think I'm going to switch the scene here. So this is actually the runway at SFO, right? So I'm going to be at SFO next week, flying to Amsterdam to visit 55,000 executives in the video and TV business. One of the things that I've done with clients in the past is I do a lot of online consumer survey research. So there's a company called Singular.live. They make a cloud overlay platform. This is SaaS, software as a service built in the cloud. And essentially, if you don't know what overlays are, think of it as a graphics platform, right? And so what I did for them is to discover a little bit about why people watch live streams, how many people are doing it. First of all, watching live streams. So we calculate around 81 million U.S. internet users have done that in the past month. So that's pretty impressive. And then we also can do, well, we've asked a whole bunch of interesting questions. You actually can get a copy of this data at IBC Show if you visit at Hall 14 and ask me for it. I still do have this research available online, so that's no problem. And then the other thing we discovered, we asked them, how do you feel about graphics? Are they value add or are they distraction? Notwithstanding a lot of stuff going on in the live stream right now, what we found is a lot of viewers really do appreciate the graphics. And so if you're not getting the engagement that you want on your live streams, you should think about dynamic, data-driven graphics. And the Singular is the platform to build those workflows. Singular, just a quick bit here. You can create templates. You can create these outputs. And I essentially started doing that. And I found that this digital overlay platform could do some really interesting things. So all of that brought me to IRLchat. This is a 2-screen interactive engagement platform, and it's really a lot of fun. I'm actually not going to show it right now. I'm going to save that for later, but I am essentially going to be running a demo of this platform at IBC Show. It's going to be in Hall 14 at the Singular Live stand. It's really very cool. So couple more words. Number one, a client at TEM. It was an absolute delight to work with these guys. I really do think they have incredible technology. That's not just me. Actually, they really do have #1 market share in the operator business and the encoding business. And so if you haven't figured out, it's relatively less well known perhaps than other companies, but no less amazing. In fact, they are one of the top encoder manufacturers in the world. So I'm really grateful to have had the opportunity to work with their team and to produce a booklet for them. And so you can pick up one of those booklets at the ATEM stand. Finally, I'll just leave you with a quick note. Another client of mine, a company called Evergent, which is essentially figuring out how to use ML and AI to optimize churn and manage churn and reduce churn, right? And if you look at the graph here, what's interesting is that when you see you start to see the streaming services come online. I mean, one of the beauties is that they're so easy to sign up to and then churn out of. If you want to stop the subscription, it's quite easy to do. And so I would say churn management and churn as a challenge, really a defining challenge for OTT. Really pleased to have done some good work with Evergent. So that takes me to the end of this particular live stream. Again, it was just a dry run. I hope to see you all at IBC, and I also hope to see you visiting another one of these live streams or videos in the next couple of days. That's it. Signing off.